Dan Bilzerian, who I had on, that even he cannot stand Israel. Like, to him, he thinks the world's a better place without Israel even being in existence. Like his.
Okay, so you got to be careful when you say things like that, Pat. I think he more means the Israeli establishment. Nobody wants to, you know what I mean? Like, okay, because it's starting to sound a little funny. All right, but I'm glad that he did have Dan on the show.
Position was extreme. Which one is this, Rob? The clip.
This is where he talks about Israel's involvement in 9/11, JFK's assassination, and others.
Okay, so this is very aligned with what Candace was saying. So maybe play this clip and then let's go to Candace's clip.
They've done so many things that, would constitute, an act of war against us. I mean, USS Liberty, Lebanon Affair, I mean, it can go on and on and on and on and on. But, I think they knew about 9/11. I think they had JFK assassinated. The first thing that he wanted to do, right before he died was, make AIPAC a foreign entity, and not allow them to have nukes. And then all of a sudden this fucking guy's dead. And Jack Ruby, who is Jack Rubenstein, I mean, it's just like, and then you just, I don't know, man, I can't ignore all the shit that they've done. They sold their seat.
If you guys like these videos, please don't forget to the like and subscribe button and hit the notification bell. Really appreciate everybody for watching. Trying to get at least that right there to that 1,000 subscribers. Obviously, I want to get way more, but we're right there, almost at that 1,000. Thank you so much.
Secrets. Netanyahu lied to us about weapons of mass destruction. We fought all these fucking wars. My friends have died over there. And
Rob, you can pause this and go to Candace. Watch the level of alignment. Go to Candace. Play this clip.
So we've got this friend and ally, and we're not allowed to ask questions about JFK's shooting or the USS Liberty. Yeah. The Mossad there on the day that JFK was shot. The arguments that he was having in the days preceding with their prime minister, still classified. Okay, we're never going to know what they were arguing about. And then Jacob Rubenstein shoots the guy who said he didn't shoot the guy. Do you have a question about that? You anti-Semite? Don't come at me. I don't even want to hear questions. We're not allowed to even speak about the USS Liberty. The fact that, after October 7th, they jammed through a bill in Congress, okay? And they were like, we must have an October 7th day of remembrance in school. Kids must learn about this in school. And we can't get one for the USS Liberty.
Rob, play the next clip of Candace as well. This one, right? Adam, you have to stop. Honestly,
so loud. That hollering. He must have been wringing his hands or something, because what was that? That is hilarious.
Basically, every person who speaks about Israel has to basically say a statement that's I don't want to get killed. Literally, because speaking about it, people are like, Candace, beef up your security. That's not fucking normal. It's not normal that people.
Her eyes really, I need people to yo, look, man, if you got something to tell me, man, I need you to make the, you're obviously dealing with something heavy, right? Can you please remove the acclimates, okay? And the only reason I'm saying this is because if you want your message to carry, you don't want to do anything extra. The person who's going to listen to you, they're not going to listen to you, but don't give them extra reasons.
People have to think about their security but then the way that you get comfortable with it is you're like, they shot JFK in an open car, so there's not. He's a sitting president. Obviously, my
you watch the podcast, you're hearing some of the stuff. And by the way, just so you know, I listen to most of her Twitter. What do you call it?
I watch the Spaces. Me too.
Spaces that she did with Dave Smith and with Dan
the Jewish
and with
guy,
Tate and Andrew, the other. I listen to it. I listen to the arguments. Adam.
Well, let's just take Dan and Candace and kind of treat them separately, because I don't know how aligned they are, other than.
Why does anybody have to be aligned? I don't know, aligned. Okay, let me think here. When, before I realized what was going on, I'm pretty sure I had a lot of the same view. No, and for a fact, I had a lot of the same views as Ben Shapiro. I have a lot of the same views as Ben Shapiro now. Aligned. I don't know him. So what is this aligned? Because it gives you the feeling like we came together. We're doing this together. That's not what this is.
They certainly don't seem to be fans of Israel. So I have a lot more respect for Candace than I do Dan, because this is somebody, whether you agree with her or not, has at least studied topics and is at least known for certain topics. Geopolitics, not exactly her forte. I would say she's better at domestic. Dan Bilzerian, it was nice of him to take time out of one of his orgies and gangbangs to weigh in on Gaza-Israel dynamics. I'm sure
that's straight up an emotional reaction. That's an emotional reaction. The man already told you he doesn't live like that anymore. I mean, he had an interview with Pat. Like, argue the ideas, okay? Maybe argue the ideas.
He's very well versed at this. You asked him at one point, "Hey, you read a lot? You read a lot of books?" He's like, "No, not at all." So my assumption is he's going completely irrational, emotional, and he's just parroting whatever somebody told him. And
not the fact that he told you he had friends who died in the wars. I believe, don't quote me, but I believe he served. Somebody drop a comment below and let me know. But hey, a man who obviously, listen, I don't know that man, but there's certain things I won't say because then I'm not having a serious conversation, right? For me to say, oh, he's just parroting things. He doesn't read a lot of books, so he must be dumb. But only like he's a multi-millionaire. He understood how to build the brand. That's not something everybody can do. I'm not saying you have to be a genius to do it, but there's some connection in the brain cells there, right? And argue the ideas.
And clearly there's some things that are going on here, whether it's a JFK assassination, whether it's the Bolshevik Revolution, whether it's the USS Liberty that we can discuss, that these are now talking points where, of course, it's the Jews. All right. Well, where am I going with all this? You wrote a book, Choose Your Enemies Wisely. So, there's also another phrase, the enemy of my enemy is my
enemy.
Friend. No, not my enemy. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. So nice, Vince.
I love you.
So when you look at who US's greatest allies are, remove complete emotion and how you feel about certain countries some type of way. Who are US's top 10 allies? You can even probably Google this. So without even having an exact list, I'll tell you exactly who it is. It's the UK, it's Canada, it's Australia, basically people part of the Queens from the Queen of England, Canada. Then you have the EU countries, you have Germany, France, you have the Netherlands, then you have Japan, South Korea, Israel, rounding out the top 10. Now you can pick who's where, what's who, where's what. Okay. So Israel's in the top 10. This shows you Israel's number one. So what I do is this, I say, all right, those are my allies. How close am I to each of my allies? Well, UK, all right, cool, we're there. They have a quote unquote special relationship.
What is he saying? Like, what's he saying, y'all? Like, all right, I'm sorry. Okay, so obviously the point is Israel is our ally, but that's the point. They're asking why. They're asking, does that name deserve, does this continue to deserve that name? He goes into a lot of stuff where, Germany's our ally, but we fought them and things change. Okay. So at what point, anyway, in his position, because he brings up like the USS Liberty. And so his whole thing is like, okay, we might have had issues in the past, but things change. We never stop calling them an ally, guys. Okay. So that's the point. Okay. So, and they just want to know why. Like, my goodness, like, it's like this dissertation. Like, what are you trying to tell me?
There. So if you want to choose your enemies wisely, so okay, in order for Israel to be an enemy, which you're claiming, Dan Bilzerian, that means Iran, the Islamic Republic, is now your friend.
Why does one have to mean the other? I don't understand. Yo, man. All right, like this is like really like, come on. Oh God, I can't stand people who debate like this. Like, why does that, all of a sudden mean, that defines the other thing? They just want to know why. Okay, Adam, they just want to know why. That's all. And again, the ad hominems, like oh, Dan is this and he's not that or whatever. It's like, bro, relax. Okay. Calm down. Take a chill pill. There's no need to get into somebody's background. You don't even know them or what they've been through. He has questions. Let me be very clear, because I've been told that to ask certain questions, you have to be labeled a certain way. I am a Haitian who has been asked, who has been like, and when I say a Haitian, you know, I'm saying my heritage. I've been not ridiculed, but like almost interrogated about, oh, yeah, Haiti first. And I'm like, no, America first. I live here, but America first helps the rest of the world, because if we kept our resources, our money to ourselves, and actually dealt with our own problems, there would be peace along the rest of the world. That's a fact. When Trump was president, that first term, you know, hate it or love it, a lot of people across the globe were like, yo, man, we're not getting bombed as much as we used to, right? I'm not saying he was perfect, but he started to balance it out and make sense of it. Okay. So that's the point. It's like, we need to, I'm America first. And this is something, I don't care how many times people ask me this question. You could ask me this 100 times. I would never feel offended. Oh, because my parents are from Haiti. Ask me, make sure, you better make sure, because I was trying to run for Senate. And I don't want to go on a long diatribe. I was trying to run for Senate. And I made a video off the rip telling people, I am America first. And I explained it completely. And I don't care how many times somebody would have to ask me that. So that's the point. We have a lot of questions. What are we doing? And so when you see somebody like Adam going into it, I think he used to live in Israel at one point. You know what I mean? Right? How am I the bad guy here?